and get into it.
Yeah, well, we're live.
Oh, we're live. You are live. We are live. You are live with us if you're live here with us.
Yeah, so give me a second to get all this stuff set up, and we'll get right on into it.
Stuff. We set up stuff, man.
All right. So, anyways, welcome to Dryftcast 12/21/20. I'm Daniel, of course, and we got David.
Howdy, y'all.
All right. So today we're going to talk about the weather, past episodes, upcoming episode, and some conversations that we've been having recently. And to start off with weather, we got David. Give us some weather, man.
Welcome. This is the weather. We are prepared notes. Welcome. This is the weather. Washington, D.C. Bright and sunny on the social justice front as son of Confederacy Robert E. Lee statue topples in U.S. Capitol. UV levels expected to be high. Fair skinned should use protection. California, U.S. Residents suffer under Winter Storm Newsom. Politicians' job in danger as hell may freeze over.
So Governor Newsom may lose his job. Tough shot, but maybe.
Place your bets. Anyway, over to Moscow, Russia. As high pressure moves through, resulting in last two U.S. consulates closing, leaving only the embassy, and artificial snow being dumped.
Oh, yeah. Artificial snow being dumped in Russia because of a mild winter.
Moscow, yeah. The heart of Mother Russia, and dumping artificial snow. Anyway,
absolutely.
Still in Russia, heavy rain as a prominent Russian KF scientist plummets from 14th floor with stab wound following scuffle.
So it's raining scientists now.
It's raining. You can't get that into one syllable. It's raining.
This is not a new. You know what? This seems to happen a lot in Russia. Like back in March, I was reading raining scientists for the KF.
The KF. Anyway, still on the subject of the KF, Vatican City.
Oh yes.
As the wind blows, so does the papal see's standards. As it announces, it is now morally acceptable for fetus cells to be used in the KF vaccine.
Oh, so now they can, if you're Catholic, the Vatican has deemed it appropriate that you can get the vaccine.
Yes, well, yes, as long as it's, no, I don't think it's precluded on the actual, but it's okay if it is.
Well, the vaccine's available. That is part of it. So
that is part of
just FYI.
Yes. And to round us off, we're going to skip over to London, UK, other side of the pond. Prepare for heavy waves of vacation as city lockdown escalates from stage 3 to stage 4.
Ooh, tight.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the weather. And over to you, Daniel.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Well, that was, I don't know what you guys think, but you might want to wear a coat. It's cold out there.
It's, no, they've changed the lyrics to that too.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not following that. I refuse. All right. So talk a little bit about the last episode. You see it running across the banner at the bottom.
Yeah.
Episode TDP number 32. Lying is okay if. Dot.
So it's okay if.
Yeah. So lying is okay. So what was that about? What was lying okay about? Well, first off, we started talking about introvert, extrovert, and the world's impact on those people, those types of people, and how it may create an alternative. Like if somebody's introvert and the world pressures them, it could create them to be extrovert and vice versa. Anyways, then we travel on down with our experiences with lies throughout our life. You shared a story about an oath that you had given.
Some oath, and yes, we talked about oaths and oath breaking, and
we were honest about some things. We talked about some stuff. So if you want to find out some stuff about us, that'd definitely be a good one to listen to.
If you're writing a book,
Yeah, we're actually being pretty honest with some of the things on there, and then our experiences, of course. But then after that, we tried to ask the question and then try to answer it. Why do people lie? We went through a couple scenarios. We broke down a couple things. We talked about a couple different things, and I don't think that we came to an absolute resolution.
Yeah, once we got into the moral issue of lying, like the moral, the ethics of it, and is it acceptable? Is there circumstances when maybe lying is okay? The
Yeah,
things get problematic at a
there's
certain point.
I think what we determined, there's no clear defined line,
hmm
but
hmm
we'd like to think that there is for simplicity.
hmm
But I don't think that there actually is. There might be, though, and I'm wrong. I just
Mhm.
haven't gotten to that level of understanding.
I think maybe from an operational point of view, you have to act as if there's no acceptable reason for lying. But when it comes down to the practical, you have to take it case by case.
Yeah. The standard is don't lie,
Mhm.
but maybe, right? Lying's okay if that was the whole point.
Well, I think what part of our conversation came down to is that telling the truth and not lying is really, really important. But there are some things that may be more important than that in certain circumstances.
Well, and also we discussed on how you can lie to yourself while lying to justify the lie. So it's just this whole
the
thing of
cycle.
lies. The sooner that you're honest, the quicker you no longer have to live in that web of lies, because some of these lies, maybe they don't affect you long term. Some of them maybe they do, but the ones that are affecting you long term, like the big secrets that you keep deep down. I asked a question on Facebook: how many people would the world view you the same if they knew your secrets?
Right.
Yeah, that was an eye-opening question for me, for some answers that I got.
Well, I think the general consensus is that people think they would be viewed differently if people knew the stuff about them that they try to keep secret.
Yeah, and then we just explored on what that meant, trying to keep secrets for that long. It was just, again, good episode. If you're not into that type of thing, so be it. But if you've ever had a liar affect your life, you definitely want to listen to it. So if you've ever had a situation where you've been in a relationship or you've been around family and stuff like that, and lies have affected you negatively or even positively, definitely want to give it a listen. I think there's definitely some value there. And then also, if you have any input on it, we'd love to hear it back, because I don't expect to be right. It was just a conversation. So coming up on future episodes, David.
Sorry, I was just playing with the screen. I just realized where the banner is, I could have a little puppet go across the top of the banner.
I can't.
Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, so sorry, what was point right there. That's the last episode. Sorry, what was the question?
Oh yeah, what's the next episode we're going to record about?
Where we headed? Where's the Driftwood ship headed?
Well, no, not the ship, just the next episode.
Just the podcast. Okay. Wait, I've forgotten. Let me look at the board.
What do you mean, look at the board? Oh, how sound can affect you. Did you?
I've forgotten. No, dude, listen. The millions of conversations that we have every day.
Okay, just so you guys know, there was some preparation involved in this. This is not as winging it as normal. So the next episode we're going to record we don't have the title for it yet. We have to have the conversation before the title exists. That's just how we do it.
Yeah.
But how sound can affect you. So one of the things that we've looked up, or that we've found so far, is weaponization of sound.
Indeed.
That was something that was really cool. And there was some conspiracy theories about sound.
Sure.
Just looking into a couple of different things, because I'm coming to the understanding that sound may positively and or negatively affect our lives, depending on the frequency in which it is. So what's up, Houston? So I'm trying to actually figure out what this whole idea is. So you actually might get to witness and experience some of this along the way, because this is very new to me as far as information. I don't really understand it. It's just interesting to me. So but yeah, sound affecting your body, because I do know that there's certain sounds like that will just
like nails on a blackboard.
Maybe that, yeah.
Maybe that has a certain frequency. It's not
church organs.
Oh yeah, sure.
How those things affect you.
Babies crying.
Oh, there's a certain pitch that they can get to, man. That's rough sometimes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Especially if you're already running on empty.
Yeah, I know. Tired.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of the military things that they've found, because you always know the military's tried something and hit it. So, there's the conspiracy theories there. But we're going to try and stay out of the depth of the conspiracy theories, but we may mention a couple and we may get into it. It really just depends. So,
we want to explore more the, I guess, science of it.
We got a little more reading.
How does this work?
We got a little more reading to do. So we will be recording an episode most likely this evening. tonight, in accordance to that. And I will let you guys know once we get that uploaded and out. And yeah, so we got some guests that are supposed to be coming on. We got a couple people not locked down lined up, but some things in the workings to get, I think like 3 or 4 different people lined up. And those will only be on the Driftwood podcast. And you can find that on Spotify, iTunes, all the things that you listen to podcasts on, you can actually find it on there. So those things will be exclusive to there. All the things that you see on Facebook and YouTube, the video things, most of that stuff will be exclusive to just YouTube and Facebook. So, yeah, if you want to check out some of the stuff we got going on, you can check out the driftwoodpodcast.com to find out more about what we have and what we got going on. And if you see on the camera while we keep looking up, it's because my monitor is up there.
Yeah, it looks like I keep tripping out.
Yeah,
and I look at myself on it, and I'm like, my eyes rolling.
Yeah, so that's where the monitor is.
You're right. We do need a monitor a little lower.
Yeah. So
Dustin,
the future episodes with the guests and stuff like that, a lot of this stuff happened and started over the past couple of days because we've been having some conversations with some folks. Mostly you, James Percival. You've definitely been involved, buddy.
Yes,
I got you the shout out. But anyways, we've been talking about morality. If you're part of the Facebook group or on the Facebook podcast page, you'll see that daily during the week, I try to ask a question that, makes you think. Some people think that they have an answer to it until they start trying to answer and they realize, wow, it's not that simple.
Good questions.
So some of them actually don't get answered, but they've been seen by a lot of people. So I know people have tried to answer. They just,
yeah.
Yeah. And then also it might be embarrassing if you're wrong. That's a difficult thing to put yourself out there on, but whatever. We're not here to judge. Listen, if you have an answer,
being right or wrong, is about talking about it.
Yeah. If you have an answer to any of the questions that are on the Facebook page and all that stuff, yeah, just give us an answer. Even if you want to DM it, you can always DM the message and we can answer it anonymously for you.
Yeah. And if you you can always just say, I'm asking for a friend. That's the standard kind of thing, just say you're asking for a friend.
Yeah. But to me, that now implies asking for a friend, of course.
For a friend, of course.
So, again, morality was one of the things that we've been talking about. And then also something that I've been challenging people recently with is questioning things that you, quote unquote, know. Right? So, for example, yesterday, I told James, I put my hand on something and I said, are you sure this is real? Right. Are you sure this is here? Right. How many people actually ask themselves questions like that? You just assume that it exists because you see it. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. Sometimes that may confuse some people. I'm not trying to here to confuse people. I just think it's interesting.
What I got out of it was, I think that there's certain questions that we're so confident we don't need to answer that we don't answer them. But those are the most important questions to ask.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a weird kind of paradox thing.
Yeah, this rudimentary thing of like, if it's like, we just assume that it is because it's always been.
Yeah, it's a given. We don't need to ask.
Yeah.
Don't need to figure
I don't know. I think sometimes we need to. And then also something I've been talking to people about or bringing up is the reptilian brain. Understand, I don't know much about what the reptilian brain is. All I know is that we have our human brain that sits in our head. Okay, and then where the spinal cord connects to the brain, there's a little something there. Yeah, that's also a brain thing too, or whatever. Again, I'm not sciencey. I don't know. I'm sorry. If you look at a diagram, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and then that's what they consider the reptilian brain, which is, I think it's almost or exactly identical to the way that it works within a reptile, like a snake or a lizard or something like that.
Right, yeah.
And then we have our human brain on top of it. Now, if I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. That's just the information that I think is correct, because I don't know. I thought it was interesting. So I don't know much more about it other than it's really interesting that we're all reptilians. We have reptilian brains. So
except the ones that are tall whites.
I'm not saying that it happened one way or the other. I'm just saying the evidence of it being there is there. So
can you see me stuffing straw into your thing? I'm trying to straw man your thing.
Hey Timothy. Howdy.
Oh, Mr. Bukowski.
So did you have anything else that you wanted to get in on, talk about?
Dude, did I?
No, I'm asking.
No, I don't think so.
If not, then that is the first edition of Dryftcast. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching.
I'll tell you what, I would like to say one last thing. If anyone out there who listens and has experienced an LRAD firsthand, like in real life, drop us a line. Let us know how that was.
Yes. And if you're not familiar with what LRAD is, then you don't have any experience with it.
Yeah, basically, if you experience it, you would know. I think
Maybe.
unless you're asleep, I doubt that could work.
Then you wouldn't know about
Passed out, maybe passed out. Already got clubbed. Didn't get a chance to feel the
Yeah.
LRAD.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you